for today's cup of coffee?
Cup of coffee.
I think that pretty much says it all for everybody.
It does.
The angst, especially on that last one. I think that's what we have all been feeling lately. And there is nothing that I could find that's any scarier than what we're living through. Nothing to do with aliens or anything else that could really compare. Because it's all a mishmash, rather, of everything combined and shit that we have no clue about. I know that.
Yeah. It's historical times.
It is. But
it's scary historical times because people are like waking up to the fact that, there's a conspiracy.
Fucked.
There's a big conspiracy. This conspiracy ain't a conspiracy no more.
That thing of, oh God, Alex Jones was right and has been right for 20 or 30 years.
When the people literally in Congress are like, what are you hiding?
When people in Congress are sitting there going, damn, Alex Jones was right. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with it is so brain breaking. And we knew this was coming. There were people that had forecast this, that had prophesied this. But when you're actually living through it, I mean, because you hear these things and you don't know exactly how it's going to manifest. You kind of sort of know how it might manifest. But you're sitting there going, oh shit, there goes one.
Yeah.
Woo, there's another one.
It's like, oh.
And it's dizzying.
It is.
It is completely and totally.
Like, it's brain breaking.
It is. And that's by design. That in and of itself, because humans do have limitations. Yeah. And that's just like, I had used a quote today, if I can find it, because I didn't save the original, where I got the original quote. And I'm not well known enough on X. Don't know that I want to be. To where how many people are going to pay attention. This is interesting because, and somebody had made a meme about the need for memes. Because the attention span has gotten so short. That people don't want to take, a lot of times, the time to read an article. Some of us do. I have read so much for days that my vision is blurry.
Yeah.
And I really need to wear the blue blockers more on a frequent basis, because when I do them, they, when I wear them as they're supposed to be worn, they work. That's true of many things. Read the instructions. Especially some of these books that were written thousands of years ago, they gave us instructions. And people don't want it. They don't want it. But I'm actually, I don't realize that I'm that active on X until I try to find something. And then it's like, oh, damn, it was way back down. Yeah.
Some shit.
It's way down there.
Yeah.
But this was the quote that I had used. And this comes from World War II. And the quote says, the receptivity of the masses is very limited. Their intelligence is small, but their power of forgetting is enormous. In consequence of these facts, all effective propaganda must be limited to a very few points and must harp on these in slogans until the last member of the public understands what you want him to understand by your slogan. We see that today.
Yeah. It's used in advertising.
And if you're wondering who was the author of that was Adolf himself. He wasn't a stupid man. Evil is not stupid.
No.
It's evil. It's a totally different thing. And trying to explain this to people, and God love them. Someone like my mother, some of the situations, and I have urged her to not watch the news because she will be 80 next week.
She will be.
This is not the same world at all.
Mm-mm.
And she doesn't need the aggravation. She doesn't need the worry. A lot of us don't. You know?
Yeah, that's one reason nostalgia's, popped up.
Right. Right. But to see these people that, my grandfather fought in World War II. And all this stuff that has happened that has cost lives. Because the price has been very dear to some. And to see some that have done nothing tear it down so recklessly by their thoughts, words, and deeds.
Yeah.
And that's infuriating to a lot of people.
Yeah. Very much so.
And we understand how this playbook goes. These are the useful idiots. And they're dangerous. We are in perilous times.
Thank God for oppositional defiant disorder.
But it's one of those when you read some of these stories, and it's just, there are times that I'm like, I don't want to. And that urging, it's like, but you need to. And I'm like, God, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. It's like, you're one day closer. You're one day closer to home. That's when I'm not to the age now to where I'm like, I'm one day closer to home.
I'm tired of digging, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. Mm-hmm. You keep digging.
Mm-hmm. But that today there was an 80-year-old man who was run over by a 22-year-old who had been radicalized. The 80-year-old man had simply been placing a political poster in his yard. Yeah.
Tell me that kid got arrested.
For the people that don't understand that is wrong, that is evil. This is what we're up against. This is the spiritual battle. It is good versus evil. It's gone way beyond what one party, whatever, and the other party, and the whatever letters and stuff that they've got. That's bullshit. This is good versus evil.
No matter someone's political side, there should not be a reason. An 80-year-old, there is no reason anyone should die.
Right.
Point blank, period.
I get that. And again, I've been preaching this for a long time. Of course, we're a micro mini, and so, we're preaching to the choir here. We know this.
Not yet. But it will soon come.
This is a matter of Stanford prison experiment. Real time. We're seeing it. This is the same shit that was done in World War II, the propaganda of othering. This is the reason that one side has used some very popular names from World War II, because you've got people in this country that have been weaponized against fellow Americans. You tell me that's not evil.
It is evil. This new... I don't know. I kind of do believe that to an extent. Hitler was like the second Antichrist.
He was a form of it. Yes, it's a spirit.
And this new one, we have no idea who it is.
Not yet. I'm gonna open a bottle pop.
Okay, you do that. I wish I had mine over here with me.
Yes, I don't usually drink fizzy drinks while we're recording because
this new one has learned from the past's mistakes, and so it's a completely new thing that it's doing, and it is fucking people up.
Plus, we have the new technology.
Yeah, and we don't know that the new technology wasn't part of that. You
got to realize that during World War II, there was a huge occult element to that.
There's a
huge
occult thing to it now.
Yeah, exactly. And for these people that sit there and going, oh, this is just all this bullshit and it's just this, and they pretend to be, no, this stuff's real. It's real. And people have forgotten. And this is one of the things as far as people wanted this atheistic world. Okay, how they liking it? A lot of them have gotten what they wanted.
Yeah. And
ask
look,
and you shall receive.
The atheist, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
What we got is a bunch of bullshit going on right now.
Well, this is what happens. And it's like
the former president about got assassinated because someone was the poster child of MK Ultra.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Operation Paperclip was real. Very much real. Those people came here, kept doing the same thing they were doing, just in a different location.
They ain't going to be able to hide for long.
No, I don't think so.
Actually, their time is really short.
I think so. And because that has been prophesied thousands of years ago. And I find it interesting because there are many religions in the world. But for some reason, there are some people that are terrified of a Christian revival.
Well, I can tell you why that is. That is because people have come in his name and did some horrific shit.
Yeah. And it's because that they're ignorant of some of the other horrific things that's been done in the name of other deities.
Yeah.
They don't talk about these other religions. Well, some of them are afraid to, because they think that if they speak the name of some of these other religions, that they will get immediate consequences. And that's quite possible.
Yeah.
But to sit there and slam Christians and this and that and the other, and I'm not saying that Christianity is above reproach by any means, but as far as true followers of Christ, to walk in peace, love, forgiveness, compassion, empathy, people don't understand that as soon as he ascended, that you had all these people that came in disguise of him, and he warned people. But humans are humans. But when you've got somebody telling you this pie in the sky thing, oh, you just have to pray and that God's like a genie, you pull him out of your pocket every now and then and he'll give you whatever you want. That is not what that says.
No.
But as far as, I don't know if some thinks it's going to be the Salem witch trials again. Guess what? The people that did that were not following Christ. They just had his label.
Yep.
We were warned against those people too.
Yes.
So it's such an astounding thing to watch. And it's also it's a challenging thing not to get dragged into it. Yes, because I don't know that it's a matter of being passive, because I'm one of these, I ask questions. If I don't know something, I ask a question.
Yeah.
Hopefully looking for a response. Sometimes it's snarkiness.
Yeah.
But usually if I don't understand, I ask someone that I hope has more intelligence or experience or whatever than I do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it is, one of those that is rhetorical. I'm not really expecting, because
that's
it's an obvious answer.
Earlier you asked me what brat was, and I was like, a brat is a brat.
Well, they
but then I went up and looked it up. We looked it up, Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh, a brat is this and this and this, and the new version or whatever is derived from Charlie XCX's album and how she defines it.
And it's a matter of trying to rebrand a word.
Yeah.
And we have had a lot of that as far as the meanings of words, and that causes confusion. And that's intentional. And I was listening to Styx, Hex, and Hammer there the other day, And he was talking about, because he has an occult series, is actually quite good. And if you're not familiar with Styx, he's been around. He is a political commentator, but he does a lot of other things. A very interesting individual. And he was talking about, as far as some of the new occult practitioners and stuff, that a lot of it is just made up because there's no records of what the original ones were doing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, yeah, we're going to make this up as we go along. We're just going to call ourselves this.
Yeah.
But he was talking about as far as spells. And basically it's words. Because, yes, words are that powerful. When you get a group of people together that have the same unity of thought and intention and purpose, and one person can speak, and does that have a greater ability to penetrate the veil, or whatever you want to call it, go out into the universe to reach the ears of God or the other side? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. And he was talking about the word grimoire, that it basically was derivative of the word grammar. He was laughing because of these people and just their ignorance. He said he might do a video about it. I hope he does. Mm-hmm. Because he has had some really interesting ones. I've got some of his books just to help him, because he self-publishes, or he republishes print, books that have gone out of print. The copyright and everything is gone, and that they would go into the dustbin of history and be lost. Mm. So he goes back in and he does some work to them. It's one of those, as you order them from Amazon, they're printed then.
Yeah.
They're not very expensive, and it helps support him. Mm-hmm. And if you listen to him long, I've been listening to him for years now.
You have. He's a pretty cool dude.
His story is incredible. It really is. Mm-hmm. And I do continue to pray for him. And there's a lot to like, well, why are you praying for him? Because he's not Christian. He doesn't have to be Christian. I am a follower of Christ, so therefore I pray.
God asks us to pray for people. God literally asks us to pray for people.
Right. Right. And it's like we go on with a lot of, foolishness and stuff, silliness, trying to take some of the edge off what's going on in the world today. But I have studied for many, many years, many different things. Mm-hmm. And just because I don't want to do that, we tried the academic style and it didn't work. We did. This is much more fun when we can just be us and just...
When it's academic, it's like, if my brain hurts.
He would clock out. I would ask him for his response, and his was like, what?
This is the same shit that happened in school. It's like, that's why I didn't do well, because I would always just clock out, and it's not even intentional.
I would spend hours doing research for our videos daily. Some of them had multiple parts to them because they were long, and I had a page full of references and shit, and it's like, and it just got cumbersome. It did. It just got really cumbersome. So we do what we do now, mm-hmm. which it amuses us.
Yeah.
It amuses some other people.
Although, those essay type videos?
Huh? What essay type videos?
Like essays. Like written essays, stuff like that. People do essay videos, and which they come out to be like an hour so long.
No.
People do actually watch those.
And
listen to them. It depends on the subject.
It does.
As far as what part of the audience that you're trying to...
I don't know what I'm doing.
Grasp.
I've never known what I was doing. I'm just doing. I figure at some point it'll either do or it won't, and we'll keep doing or we don't. And it's like,
Little niche audiences.
We stay in our little lane.
Podlands.
And our lane does sort of swerve and curve, and we go as the Spirit directs and leads.
Yeah.
And
Podlands.
we have some really new, fabulous people We have some that have been with us since the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all are welcome.
Yeah.
On the Podling Pirate Ghost Ship. Sailing to the edge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, and we've had some that have come and gone. We've had some that have passed on from this realm to the other.
Yeah.
And they're always remembered in our heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Semper Fi, Sydney. He was one of the first. God, he would bust my chops because he was a Marine. He was an old Marine. And he told me one time in the comments, he's like, are you thinking of doing others of these? Don't. And I'm like, no, my father was a Marine too. Fuck you. And, you know, it's like, I'll match you. But it was that interesting exchange that we had with him because he was old and he was crusty and we loved him and we miss him. Mm-hmm. You know, and so we are small enough to where we can give individual attention to our people if they want it. And we've got people that they never comment. And they've got one that over there on BitChute that ever, for whatever reason, will give me a down date. And it's like, we still love you too.
Yeah. You know, it's still giving us interaction. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah. And prayers. So this is a time, and try not to get too wrapped up in this stuff. Because we don't know exactly what this is. We know what's being presented. You know, that's... It'll be years until somebody can untangle this and go, oh, that was the real meaning behind this.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here going, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
The bug was painted.
Yeah. Now, I did post a couple of songs that are very pertinent to today's world over on X. One of them is called I've No More Fucks to Give.
No more fucks to give.
And the
my
other
fucks have run dry.
And then the other one was, what was it? Something other about ain't that shit or something. Let me look and see if I can find it. They're just funny. And this is shit. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Pertinent for today's world. And this is by someone called Thomas Benjamin Wild Esquire. And he's got some epic beardage going on. He really does. And his little tiny banjo.
What were they? What were those singers called? The barbershop type singers.
Oh, barbershop quartets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is in that kind of style.
Yeah.
But fun stuff. Don't let the devil steal your joy. Do not let him steal hope.
Well, that's why it's like, let your little light shine.
Uh-huh.
Let your light shine.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
The devil tries to dim it.
Part of our little light, it's just playing the fool, and that's perfectly fine. I'm qualified to play that role. I am qualified.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, kid.
No more fucks to give. My fucks have run the dry. This world is brain breaking. It makes you numb after a while.
It does, and it's one of those things. It's like, there's no point in sitting and trying to figure out, because as much you can ponder and ponder till your ponderer is sore, that you may get a glimpse of some things that are going on. But as far as we do not have the mind and or vision of God, flat out. It's above all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like our scripture tells us we walk by faith, not by sight. Because what we see may not be what is actually going on.
Yeah.
And working with people who have mental illnesses and different things like that, we have seen that firsthand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We've got... We've gone through the trial by fire. So this is why we can encourage others.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, tinfoil hats, always keep them very close to you. I saw today that David Icke is he's wanting to do a interview with Elon, and yet he was slamming Elon at the same time. And it's like, David, honey, you've been in this game long enough you catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, yes, sit down with me and let me just absolutely ass blast you for a period of time and expect you to sit there and take it. And it's like, no.
It's like, why would I subject myself to that?
Exactly. Most people don't. You don't have to. You have the option, and this is one of the things also as far as the time for being overly polite. No. You always have the option to get up and just leave.
That's true.
Take back your power. And it includes your words. That you can either be a blessing or a curse.
Yep.
So, cupofcoffeewithscream, gmail.com. It's there in the description box somewhere.
And if you like this video, comment, like, share, subscribe. Click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Don't know if it does much, but it likes the affection. Check her out on YouTube, BitChute, and Rumble. Relenda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X. Relenda, COCWS. Thank you all. Have a good. It's been a while since I said that.
Yeah. Know that you're loved. I didn't mean to step over your last words. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. Because it does say that you will reap what you sow.
Yep.
It also says cast your bread upon the water, and in many days it'll return to you. If you casting out old, nasty, moldy bread, you're going to get some mess coming back.
Yeah.
So, let's pray for each other and our world and everything that's going on. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
What if it's slightly stale bread? Like crouton bread.
Oh, God. Oh. We'll see
Does
you
that
on the
mean you
next
get
cup.
crunchy bits back like cheese chips?
Oh, my hair hurts. My Virgo hurts. All right, we'll see you on the next cup.
Bye.